Hi, my name is Kayla, and I am submitting a presentation on adolescence for Mr. Souther's Psych 210 class at Sneed State Community College. Now, kids who are entering adolescence, they're starting to see some big changes in their lives. They have learned through social interactions with other people how to behave, think, and act. This is when they're going to start looking inward at themselves and think, what's important to me? What are my morals? What are my values that I want to stand on? This is when they're developing, they're called identity. Now, at the same time, these kids are trying to form their identity, they start the process of puberty. And depending on if you are male or female, and depending on if you're an early bloomer or a late bloomer, this is going to have different effects on you. For instance, if you are a boy and you develop early, you may show more athleticism, more confidence, higher social standings than a boy who developed a little bit later in life. Now, the opposite is said for girls. If a girl develops early, she may experience teasing and bullying, whereas a girl who developed a little bit later in life has more confidence and better social standings. Now, at the same time, they're forming this identity and starting the process of puberty, they're going to develop their secondary sex characteristics. Now, we call them secondary sex characteristics because even though they show up at a time when your body's getting ready to be able to reproduce, they have nothing to do with the reproduction stage. So, for instance, girls will develop breasts and hips, and boys will develop a deeper voice, and both may actually develop pubic hair. These secondary sex characteristics are normally brought on by the activation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or the HPA axis. Now, once this is activated, it sets off a stream of hormones that will then secrete your sex hormones, such as testosterone or estrogen, and thus the appearance of your secondary sex characteristics. Now, like I said, children are going through a lot of changes, both physically and mentally. Cognitive thinking has entered the formal operational stage. This stage is when kids can think hypothetically, and they can use deductive reasoning and past experiences to help them solve problems in the future. With the advancements in their cognitive thinking, kids can understand puns and sarcasms, and unfortunately, may develop things such as an imaginary audience. This is when they believe that they are constantly being watched and constantly being judged, even when nobody's there. On the other hand, they may actually develop what we call the invincibility fable. This can be a little dangerous. This is where they believe that they can partake in risky behaviors and not have any of the negative consequences follow them. Now, social standings in school is still very important, and the stress put on the child to be accepted by these socials can just add to everything they're going through. Getting accepted by one's peers and maintaining the new responsibility of adolescence can be challenging for many kids. And unfortunately, technology has made it easier for these kids to experience bullying through what we call cyberbullying. Now, even though kids may go through bullying, peer pressure is where it may end up affecting the individual's moral standings. Doing activities that go against one's values to fit in and being able to think abstractly allows the young to realize that rules and laws are made up by other people and begin to question the moral standings. Enhancing the reason friendships are seen as more contributing to identity than family. Although most adolescents still have a positive relationship with their family, they still play a small role in adolescents' values and their morals. Now, Erik Erikson believed children go through a period of self-identity. This is when the child is going to question things such as, who am I? Or who do I want to be? Kids are easily influenced at this stage, and peers will play a big part in identifying who one wants to be, but parents still have a little bit of influence in there. And don't be alarmed if your child shuffles through many different identities throughout this period. This is normal and is a way for the child to try on many different forms to figure out who and what suits them best and better coincides with their morals and their beliefs. Thank you.